Well, sir, it's early evening as our scene opens now. And here in the living room of the small house halfway up in the next block, we find all our friends assembled.
During the golden age of radio, the 1930s into the 1940s, both from kind of a pop culture perspective, but also from a critical perspective, one of the most popular shows was Vic and Sade.
Few hometowns have been so profitably exploited as Bloomington, Illinois. Population 32,868. Bloomington is the boyhood home of Paul Reimer and the locale of his dearly beloved Vic and Sade. Probably the best, certainly one of the smallest soap operas on the U.S. air. My name is John D. Poling.
This is Bill Kemp, librarian at the McLean County Museum of History. These were lovely 15-minute vignettes, 5 days a week, every weekday, which explored kind of the gentle absurdities of Midwestern small-town life from the perspective of Vic and Sade Gook and their foster son, Rush.
Some 7 million radio fans would find life harder to bear without Vic and Sade. They would also find it difficult to explain why. It is a soap opera in which nothing much ever happens, but it is as American as double talk.
Vic has just this moment arrived home from a game of indoor horseshoe at the residence of his friend Ike Niesuffer.
Paul Reimer was the show's writer during its entire run, pounding out scripts hours before each weekday installment. And he had admirers among the high literary types. Edgar Lee Masters and Ogden Nash were loyal listeners.
How does he do it? How do these characters manage to convey reality to radio listeners is something of a mystery, even to Arthur Reimer, and is inclined to give the credit to the actors. Says Reimer, they could read aloud from the telephone directory and sound entertaining.
He stands beside the Davenport, removing his overcoat, and Sade is saying,
"What did Hank Gutstaff want?"
I'm going to tell you what he wanted. And you'll probably send your undershirt to Detroit, Michigan, parcel post.
Money, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we got plenty of money. Gunny sack's full of money we got. And every Tom, Dick, and Harry in town is welcome to it.
An ex-newspaper reporter who got fired for writing news stories about people he had not interviewed. He is intimately acquainted with some of his radio characters. They are among some of his mother's best Bloomington friends.
He was a satirist in many ways, so Vic Gook, he's an exalted Big Dipper in the Drowsy Venus chapter of the Sacred Stars of the Milky Way. That's a fraternal society, kind of a playful jab at fraternal societies, much like we'll see later with the Loyal Order of Raccoon Lodge in Jackie Gleason's Honeymooners.
What's funny?
I see this is going to be difficult.
No, go ahead. Give Hank Gutstaff $9 million.
Maybe we better postpone this discussion to some other time. It's the end of the day, you're tired, you have to be at least a little bit on the edge. I'll tackle you in the morning when your soul is full of sweetness and light.
I have driven yellow cabs in Chicago, sold magazines in Cicero, and dived off the highest tower at Lake Nokomis in Minneapolis. I have been in love 3 times, and playing the piano is my secret vice. I have a Studebaker, open job, and an immense vocabulary. I have been writing stories very earnestly ever since I was in high school, and I shall probably continue to do so.
He would attend Bloomington High School and then Illinois Wesleyan University, where he doesn't seem to have all that much interest in academics. He has more of an interest in his fraternity, Sigma Chi, and it was said that he would drop into classes now and then to see how things were going.
How are you, Pork Roast?
All right, thanks.
You were a good boy to hang my coat and hat in the hall.
Can I have a dime?
Why, no, you can't.
I'd like to go over on Kelsey Street and call on Leland Richards. Trouble is, I owe him 9 cents. Unless I got the money to pay him off, he'll be sullen and surly, and I won't feel welcome.
Life is full of such tragedies, Cowpasture. Lend me your handkerchief and I'll wipe away this tear.
They talk about an odd assortment of town characters who never appear. They include Mr. Buller, Vic's business associate, who pulls his own teeth. R.J. Conk, founder of Vic's Lodge, the Sacred Stars of the Milky Way. Bluetooth Johnson, Cora Bucksaddle, Rishigan Fishigan of Shishigan, Michigan, and others. Time Magazine, December 27th, 1943.
Reimer just had this talent of writing about just this everyday Midwestern pitter-patter of pleasant folks doing their darnest to get along with each other.
Everybody knows he hangs around pool halls all winter and sleeps on the Illinois Central Depot platform all summer.
Hank
And
is
he's no wonderful singer.
Remember when he sang, "My soul is a little gray mouse playing peekaboo with you"?
Yes, I remember. Miss Apparat said he was off-key.
Installments would have the names such as Cleaning the Bookcase, or Watch Fob Collection, or Bacon Sandwiches. And he could shape an entire 15-minute episode, humorous but also touching, based just on those concepts.
I was afraid a touch of hysteria would result from
You
my
going to give
having...
him $200?
Not without your permission, no.
Oh, don't worry about my permission.
Hank's gonna get a job.
Hank's going to get a job. Hank's always going to get a job. Where's the wonderful job he's going to get this trip? I bet he's going to be king of Peoria.
Paul Reimer will pass away in the fall of 1964 at the age of 59, but today Vic and Sade is still alive and well in the area of Golden Radio.
No soap.
What?
Ellsworth Avenue Church decided not to hire Hank. So all our dramatic speeches and theatrical gestures were for nothing. Hot stuff, huh?
You don't need to look mean at me.
You're certainly looking mean at me. Huh.
Gov, can I have a dime?
No.
Mom,
What?
can I have a dime?
No.
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.